stylish, fun. The Nightside with Natasha Hall on News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
On this wet and dreary, kind of chilly night out there, 9 degrees. It is 9:37. Thanks so much for being with us. Hope you're cozying up. I hope you're having a nice cozy evening. You know, that's what you need sometimes on a Friday night. Sometimes you also need to go out and about. And I'm thinking, you know, in life, often things don't go the way you'd planned. And sometimes your life can take a completely different direction than what you had planned on. Maybe it was something you always had in the back of your mind, a little idea, a dream that you've held on to. Well, joining me tonight, 2 Montrealers, well, one's from Chateauguay, actually, who are doing things that they always wanted to do, secretly or not so secretly, like writing romance detective novels and taking photographs for the book covers. Joining me in studio right now is Bob Brazier and C D NOLAN. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. We're really happy to be here.
So my first question, we're going to get into how this all came about, but you were both living very different lives, and now this is what one of you is an author and one of you is the photographer for the book covers. How did your paths cross? How did you two meet?
We met actually by chance. I had phoned my cousin, and Cindy was over at my cousin's, and Cindy had called out in the background, "Hey, who's that?" "Oh, that's my cousin." "Is he cute?" "Oh, he's my photographer cousin." And she said, "Hey, I need a book cover." And Cindy picked up the phone. We chatted for about 20, 30 minutes, and then I was rehabilitating from hip surgery.
Yeah.
And I sat down at the kitchen table where I was for many, many hours each day in front of the laptop, and I just started throwing out a few designs. After that, it evolved into a photo shoot with a very lovely young model in Chateauguay, Emily.
Who happens to be your niece.
Yeah, who happens to be my niece also.
And she's beautiful. She really is.
This is what intrigued me about this story. Yeah, it's a family story, it's a local story, and it's ultimately about people not giving up on their dreams, having that little dream, having that little idea of something that they've always wanted to do, and it happens.
And the irony is I've pushed him a lot. I kept saying, we actually did a book cover for my book that's coming out in November. Mm-hmm. So we worked on that intensely.
That one's called Dirty Little
Secrets. Yes.
Even the titles are so intriguing.
And
You're
it's
like,
got a handsome detective. And he's in each book. And you can either read the books separately or you can follow the sequel. It doesn't matter. They stand alone. So Bob and I originally worked on the Dirty Little Secrets together, and he did how many copies? 300?
We did about 200 copies.
200 copies.
There was a lot. And when we finally decided on, the cover for Dirty Little Secrets, and this is over 2 years ago, I looked at the original cover of Betrayal, and I thought, I really don't like it. So I just started playing it.
He hated
it. So slowly it evolved into several different versions, and then that went into the vault. So it's been in the vault for over 2 years.
A labor of love.
A labor of love.
And we never met. Like, he was in Chateauguay. I'm in Toronto. We chat on Facebook and texting and stuff, bouncing off ideas. We built the whole second cover all by texting.
That's crazy.
Never met. We met about a year and a half later. For one brief meeting, he was doing photography for me.
So a phone call, random phone call
Random phone call out of the dark, and then here we are in studio with you.
Dreams start to come
and
true.
He said basically he's a photographer, and I said, "Can you do anything graphic-wise?" And then he said, "I've got this program," and it all kind of evolved. And I think that people need to follow their dreams because we're living examples of we both have jobs outside of that realm. So enjoying it,
and yet it came true. You're this little secret dream, or not so secret dream. You said you'd been writing for 25 years.
I have been writing since university, but I never wrote anything good until I wrote Betrayal.
And how do you know that? How do you know you weren't writing anything good until
I would write 3 chapters and go, "Oh, I can't read this." And if I could, I moved to Toronto with 250 boxes of books.
From Montreal.
With
sorry, how many? What?
250 boxes of books. My father said of the first 3 moves, I was paying movers to move books.
Oh my God!
I really didn't have a lot of furniture back then, but I read everything that I could read, and I was collecting books. And I went to secondhand bookstores, and I loved reading, and I loved writing, but I never really had something to write about. And then I had my heart terribly, terribly broken, and I have to thank the heartbreak. I went to see a counselor, and he said, "Create a short story about somebody whose life is way worse than yours." And that short story just continued on to like 280 pages. And then somebody said, "You better publish this. It's great. I can't put it down." And it went from there.
And what was your job? So you had...
I'm in sales. I was in sales for 25 years in transportation sales.
And where did you find the time?
I needed the time. I needed the job itself was so stressful and so difficult. You needed to escape. So writing was a great escape. And, people told me, want to tell your listeners, for years and years and years, I was told it was a pipe dream. Your dreams will never come true. You'll never get published. Not true.
People like to dash dreams, huh?
Keep trying.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe was on late night TV, and he captured me that moment because he said, listen, it takes 1,000,000 baby steps to get where you want to go.
It does.
So just keep taking those steps.
And things take time. Things take time. Like for you, so you, Bob, you had been working at GM.
I had been working at GM, and just before our dealership had closed, I had got hit by a car. The dealership closed. Not long after that, I went in for hip surgery. I changed trade. I'm doing long haul trucking. I went back to school, and on the side, I still kept doing the photography. And
was photography always your true love?
It's always been a fantastic hobby on the side from the time I was knee-high, taking black and white pictures of my grandfather and my parents, my family in the backyard in the front. So, I mean, it's always been and my nephew in Calvin in Halifax, he's an incredible photographer himself. And
so it's in the family.
It's in the
blood.
family. It is in the family.
And it was in you.
Yes.
So something bad happens. You were in an accident, and this something good came out of something bad.
It was one way to pass the time.
Right.
Which was a big thing, because when you're at home and you're alone and you're doing your rehabilitation, you have to do something else other than just watch TV. And the phone call just kind of lit a spark. And then, then I phoned my niece and I was like, hey, I really need a model. Please come over. So she came over, and wow, here we are today with she's on the cover.
I'm loving this story. What I loved about this was that it's a local story where two people met and their dreams are coming true in small ways and in big ways. This is The Nightside on CJAD 800. I'm your host, Natasha Hall. I'm joined in studio by Bob Brazier and C D NOLAN.
Nolan. It's okay.
Nolan.
That's all right.
Well, listen, CD's not her real name, so already.
There you go.
I'm going to blame it.
I could not use my real name to go into books. It was too difficult to name.
I think that's just fine. There's nothing wrong with having it.
That's cool.
Well, it's just I want to get the name right. Okay. C D NOLAN. Sorry about that. And they've joined me to talk about dreams. That's what we're talking about. So if you want to pipe in on this, did you always have a secret dream that you were hoping was going to come true, or maybe it started to come true? 514-790-0800 or 514-800 to text. I have someone who says, they've texted in, Gray texted in, I'm a trucker/photographer too. Must be a link between the two. I think it's because you guys see a whole lot. We're going to talk a lot more about this coming up on The Nightside.
This is The Nightside with Natasha Hall on News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
Hey there, Friday night in Montreal. We are talking about dreams. Those dreams that you've had and that they actually can come true. People are just easy to give up on dreams. We're talking about your life taking a direction you hadn't necessarily planned on. That little thing in the back of your head, you've always thought, maybe I could do that. Maybe it's possible. I'm joined by two Montrealers, one guy from Chateauguay and one ex-Montrealer, because CD, you actually live in Toronto now.
I do now, yes.
But these are two people who have had their dreams start to come to fruition of late. And it took a circuitous path to get there. It wasn't the straight and narrow. But the bottom line is they're getting there. They're doing things that they've always wanted to do. So C D NOLAN has written 2 books. One's called Dirty Little Secrets. The other one's called Betrayal. And Bob Brazier is now doing the cover art for these as a photographer.
We started backwards. We started doing Dirty Little Secrets, which would be Cindy's second book. Mm-hmm. And it was quite a thrill to do. And then while it was waiting to go to market, I kept looking at the original book cover for Betrayal. And I thought, oh man, I have to really do something. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And it just had to have a little bit of fun. And I played with different versions. And then it kind of went into the vault and we did nothing. And it was only this July, Cindy said to me, she says, okay, I'm relaunching Betrayal, but I really need a new cover. And I thought, oh no, she's not going to have you change it again. We met for breakfast. And I said, yeah, but Cindy, I did this for you 2 years ago. She said, oh my God, I love it. Let's do it. And here we are today. Here we are today.
Yeah. So I've got some texts coming in on the text line. You can text to join the conversation, 514-800. You're also welcome to call, 514-790-0800. So this one says, Natasha, love their story, and it should be making a book of their story or a movie, a Hollywood movie.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe
I'm up
with
for
a
that.
twist of romance. That would make the story really, really good. Another one here that says, things happen when you least expect it. I'm doing rehab for an injury and doing artwork, and it's been amazing. Dream coming true, maybe. That's from Ro from Chattagee. She says, hi, Bob.
Hi, Ro.
Hi, Ro. I remember Ro.
Oh, yeah.
Ro, Bob's single. Go for it.
Nice to hear from Ro. Well, yeah, but Ro's not single.
Oh, there you go.
I'm sorry, Ro, we're giving out personal information on the air. I happen to know a thing or two about that. So what I want to know is, where did the inspiration for let's talk about Betrayal, because that's the book that's out right now.
Yeah.
So, CD, where did the inspiration for this come from?
Well, like I said, I had my heart broken, and it basically was a time to develop a story to get over heartbreak and create characters that captivated me and a whole different world. So when you're writing a story, you're totally in control of the world. You're in control of the characters, how they dress, what they do, what happens to them. When you're suffering heartbreak, you're totally out of control of what's happening to you.
What a great escape.
So what a great escape to sort of get a handle on it. And it became such a sidetrack for me. I became obsessed with it, and I loved my characters. I loved where they were taking me. So I created a detective that was just spectacular, and everybody wants to marry him. I get in line. The nice thing about Betrayal and the detective, Stuart Banks, is I gave him a house that I designed for myself in university in Concordia when I took set design. So his house.
How local is that?
Isn't that wonderful?
I love that.
And
it's just about sort of making dreams come true, right?
Yeah, and it takes place in Mississauga, where, Toronto, Canada, which is a lot of books don't take place in Canada. They take place in the U.S. cities. So, and a lot of the restaurants I've done book signings in. So this book was launched, and I wasn't happy with my publisher. So now it's on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon hard copy and Kindle right now.
Okay.
And it will be in Barnes & Noble and Chapters coming up in the next 6 to 8 weeks, because it takes a while to get all the printers set up for that.
And Dirty Little Secrets is going to be coming out.
End of November. So they're back to back. So, if you really like sequels, you'll want to read Betrayal first and Dirty Little Secrets.
Oh, okay.
But if not, they stand alone. You don't have to read one to read the other. But I'm really grateful, because Bob really, really captured the story. If you look at the two, and you can see them here, they can't see them on air, the two difference between the covers.
Yeah.
This is the original.
Huge difference.
And it's romance novels. So doing book signings, I learned a lot. And I learned that a book covers everything. People buy
with
books
romance
for,
novels or
yeah.
detective novels, for sure. That's how you get sucked in, right?
Right.
That's what draws you in initially. So, Bob, how did this... So your niece is the model.
My niece is the model, and I had not read the book at the time. So here I am designing
gosh.
blind, and we're talking.
I think
on
that's cheating. I think.
Well,
No, he got a lot of rejection from me.
Well, yeah. Well, when you're doing over 200 copies and you're getting rejected on the first 198, 199,
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of hard to take. But no, when she was feeding me stuff about the story, stuff about the church, stuff about the character, stuff
you had
about
a sense.
she was, So I just kind of mystified it with our model behind the cross, and still kept part of the original cover with the cross and the part of the church being involved in the story.
Yes.
But still bringing that character in the book, putting a face to her, and so that people might relate to the story a little more when they look at the cover of the book and then get into reading the book.
I love that. And now Dirty Little Secrets.
Dirty Little Secrets. That's a whole different story right there, and there was a whole fun shoot with them.
Some of them we couldn't put on the book.
Yes, Bob did tell me that he does shoot nudes.
He does.
But not in the
not
nude.
in the nude.
Not in the nude.
Yes.
Well, I think it's great. I love the way that this came together. And this could, who knows how many more books? Who knows?
Well, I have 4 more outlines in the works.
Really, huh?
So I'm really on a roll now. I'm starting to get them out.
I love it. And so, again, the thing that really drew me to this story was you'd been working for General Motors for how many years again?
General Motors for 25 years.
25
I
years.
did my rehab. I changed trade. I went
became
back
a
to school.
trucker.
I became a trucker. I'm carrying the camera around with me. And here you are in the middle of a cornfield in Ohio. You get a phone call. It's like, hey, do you think you can make an edit on this or make an edit on that? Have you got your laptop with you? So the fabulous thing with the internet is that you don't have to be in the same room.
Yeah.
Or the same city.
Yeah.
We're never
Well,
in the same
and for
city.
me, the fabulous thing is that, all of this, it's like it was meant to be.
It was.
You
It was
know.
destino. It really was destino.
And I think that's a good way to live your life. Like, just hang on to the dream and believe somehow, some way it's going to happen.
Well, do you know that I've been working at this since 2009? So for everybody out there who has a dream to pursue, we're in 2016. Takes a while. It may take you a long time, but you could get there.
Yeah.
Really. And you just got to keep trying and trying. I'm trying now to get Betrayal made into a movie. because it
Why
was
not?
written as a storyboard, and I have so many people tell me they'd love to see the movie. I'm contacting
Well, and
all
look at
kinds
this
of people.
text that we got. People saying right away they feel like there's a movie in this. So
There's
Yeah.
a movie in this for sure.
There's
You
a
know,
movie.
we think there could be a part of this story in my next book.
well, and listen, as cheesy as it sounds, the bottom line is dreams come true.
They do come true.
You just
They
have
do
to be
come true.
persistent and keep living your other life that you're living. You were working in sales, you're working at GM and as a trucker, and keep those sidelines, keep those little things alive.
I will tell you, when Bob held the book a couple of days ago, when we finally held it, it's very surreal. Very surreal to see your work come.
There it
Yes.
is in the hardcover. Well, it looks great, guys.
Thank
I wish
you.
you
Thank
so
you for
much luck
having us.
and much congratulations on your dreams coming true. That's
Thank
a fruit
you.
of your labor. That's
Thanks
Bob
so much.
Brazier and C D NOLAN. And she's an author, and he took the pictures for the book cover. It's a great thing. This has been The Night Side on CJAD 800. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me this evening.